Okay, class, it's March 11th, and we are learning this week about experimenting with technologies. It's great to be able to talk about different ways of using technology for learning in the classroom. So experimenting is, of course, one of those ways, and experimenting helps support a lot of the different meaningful learning framework items as students get an opportunity. Now, this is talking about student experimenting, not teacher experimenting, but as students get the opportunity to experiment with different things. And this is not just in science necessarily, although of course you think about science in the classroom, or you think about experimenting, you often think about science, but it's in many different types of learning that are subjects of learning that experimenting can happen. Anyway, you'll read about experimenting with technologies in Chapter 3 in the textbook, and then watch this presentation on experimenting with technologies. And take a look at that. It'll talk more about what experimenting means and how it supports the meaningful learning framework. We do have some tech talks provided about TeamShake and Huddle. And these are two different nice apps that you can learn about. A great app for organizing students into teams or groups, and a great app for reviewing videos of team performance. So this is really from the physical education and sports side of things, but some really cool apps. Particularly Huddle is pretty interesting, how you can review tape and use the tools that are available to you to do so. And then we have a technology exploration. Now we've done one or two of these before. This time it's about communication, collaboration, and experimentation. These are 3 different pages on the class wiki, and you can explore the experimentation, communication, and collaboration tools, but you need to get into them and play around as you did before. Create some fun and interesting items with the tools, and remember to save at least one of those items to share with the class on the discussion for this week. Be sure to share what you have created on this week's discussion board. And to spend some good time on this week as we look to have you post about these on the discussion board for this week. So that'll be the next thing, experimentation and communication technologies, my creation. And you're going to post something that you've created, and then also respond to 2 other students' posts about those as you have done previously. It looks like we've already got some people posting on those as well. And then finally, don't forget that the constructive makerspace assignment is due, at least the information sheet part of it is due. The other part of it will be due by the end of the semester. The actual makerspace experience part of this assignment will be due by the end of the semester. So the makerspace information sheet is a 1-page sheet, and I gave you an example of that a few weeks ago. And it chooses an item that could be used as part of a makerspace, and then it shows some extra information about that makerspace and how that could be used in a makerspace experience. So don't forget about that. And remember, I suggested to use templates for this assignment. There's newsletter templates that work very well for this assignment that you can use. And so you can open up Pages, for instance, and open up a template in Pages and use that. Or in Microsoft Word, they have a variety of newsletter templates as well. And if you don't see them in the first list that you pull up, you can also pull up, you can usually do a search online for Microsoft Word templates for newsletters. Newsletters is usually the best template for this type of activity. So be sure to submit that information sheet by the end of this week. I think that's about everything. I'm still grading the assignments from last time, and that would be the active learning with an interactive whiteboard or with a classroom response system assignment. But I'll hopefully have those done today. All right, I think that's about everything, so have a great week.